Still cold this morning, bro. Temperature
It's 46 degrees.
46 degrees. 46 degrees. Oh my gosh, even my tires have dropped down in pressure by a lot. What's going on, man? What's going on? That's a big old drop in degrees. It's a big old drop in degrees. Too cold. And it was cold like this yesterday the whole day too. Because usually when it's cold here, it's cold in the mornings and then it heats up later on. But no, it's been cold, consistently cold. That's no good. We're gonna go put some air on the tires now. That's the plan. To put some air on the tires. And then we'll see what we can get. And we'll get some coffee too. Usually the day after New Year's, it's very slow. So not much to be expected because everyone, stays out on New Year's and sleeps in the next day, and people don't work, and so usually business is slow in the mornings. The next day, yeah. But last night it seemed pretty active. But we'll see what we can make today. We got a Tahoe here next to us, probably doing Uber Black, an SUV. Although I don't know, because his back glass is pretty dirty. It looks like he hasn't been to the car wash in a while. And if they're doing Uber SUV, Uber Black, they'll consistently be going to the car wash, keeping it clean. So. But yeah, first things first, we gotta put some air in the tires. That's the first thing we gotta do here, man. Put some air in the tires. Then we get a coffee. Hopefully they have honey. I don't think they have honey. They didn't have honey yesterday. But hopefully they have honey today. Gotta slow down in this area. Popo's always over there waiting to ticket somebody. I know this area very well. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How you doing, Bob? How's the day going? Still cold over here in Floridastan. This is unusually cold. 46 degrees. This has been cold for 3 days straight. This is not how it usually goes. Usually when it's cold here, it's cold in the mornings, and then as the day progresses, it becomes warmer, and that's it. Cold goes away. But it's been cold for 3 straight days, like non-stop, the whole day. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Which also triggers my allergies. That's why I'm like, I woke up just sneezing my nose out. Alhamdulillah. Business is probably going to be slow today because people are sleeping in every year after New Year's. The next day, people just tend to sleep in. We gotta go put some air in these tires first. Level them out. And then get a coffee and get to work.
Capture is complete.
Jesus saves? Huh. Well, that's ironic you say that because according to your religion, he couldn't even save himself. How is he going to save you? Huh? How is he going to save you when he couldn't even save himself, according to your belief system? Make it make sense. Nothing about Christianity makes sense. Like nothing. It's very weird how people just blindly follow something that it's on no basis, really. Not from a factual standpoint, not from a logical standpoint, not from a proof standpoint. But they blindly follow. Huh? Doesn't have to make sense, bro. He lives forever. Well, he's alive. He never died. Yeah. That part is true. But you think he did die. But you also think he's going to save you. What? He laid down his life willingly? No, he didn't. He was begging God to take the cup away from him. Abba, take the cup away from me, but may your will be done. Doesn't sound like somebody is willingly doing something. Yeah? That's like saying, like, let's say I have a car. And the car comes, the tow truck comes to repossess my car. Right? And I'm like, God, please don't let them take the car, but may your will be done. Then they come and they take the car. And what you're saying is, then I start saying that I voluntarily gave up the car. Or you start saying, not even me, you start saying that you were there and I voluntarily gave up the car. But you heard me say, God, please don't let them take this car from me. What are you talking about? Well, you're just fooling yourself. You're not fooling anybody that has knowledge about this. He didn't lay nothing down, bro. He was literally begging God, please don't let this happen. That doesn't sound like somebody that laid down his life for you. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Keep grinding. We're going to keep grinding. Are they putting... Damn it, bro. There's always somebody at that pump. And the thing is that I do have a little box, right, to pump air in my tires. But I don't trust, like, the meter. I don't trust the gauge on it. I don't think it gives, it tells me the proper amount of air that I'm pumping in there. But there's always somebody over there in that pump, pumping air. I guess we'll go inside first and get the coffee. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's called Florida. Oh, we'll go see who the jackass is right now. Somebody tell them what the word stand means. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. All right, let's go. No manners. No manners. Just triggered soy boys. Trigger soy boys. Imagine being so triggered by a four-letter word. What, we got a cross liquor here? Cross liquor. Cross liquor gone. Let's go get a little coffee. Why the hell does it smell? It smells like butter. Like, it smells like butter in the air. All right? If music is playing, I gotta mute. If they're playing music, I gotta mute, because if not, it'll get into the live stream. And then I'll unmute when I come out. Yeah, they're playing it. They're playing it. All right. Bismillah. Had to mute because if not, the music gets into the live stream. You know how YouTube gets. Thank you to those of you who have hit the like button. I was thinking of doing it last night, but I was a little bit too tired. I'm thinking of doing a stream today, later on today at night. And we're gonna look into, it's a video I came across. I wanna see it. I wanna see it live with people and see what comes up, what they say. It's about the Quran, and to see if there's any errors in the Quran. It's a new video by AI technology that identifies if there are errors in the Quran. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. I was gonna do it last night, and I was gonna do like I was gonna set it up in a way where I could be seen in the video, right? Like you could see me like this, but you could also see the video playing at the same time. I'm not gonna do it. I was thinking maybe the computer, but I'm not gonna do it on the computer because that computer's too slow. I need to get a different computer. What up? Find Jesus. I did. That's why I'm Muslim. Alhamdulillah. It is because I found Jesus that I'm Muslim. Peace and blessings be upon him. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Plus, we got to put air in the tires. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can. We need to put air in the tires. We need to put air in tires. Air in the tires. Oh, there's somebody on the other side. Okay, I think they're leaving now. Yeah, she's leaving now, I think. No, we're not going to the airport right now for that much. Okay, let me see if I can be Muslim respectfully. Oh my goodness. If you only knew. If you only knew. All you got to do is read the Bible. And he tells you who the only true God is. And he tells you that he's a man that was sent by God. And he tells you he didn't come of his own. God sent him. And he tells you he's going back to his God and your God. Just read the Bible. These are the words of Jesus, by the way. Not this guy or that guy said. I'm quoting you, Jesus. How do you end up with a Trinity from that? Trinity's not in the Bible. Hold on. Let me put air in the tires. We'll continue now. Sounds like a machine gun. One more time. right. Should all be even now. All the tire pressure should be even now. Let's see. Yeah. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's how it should be. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. What's this? Bro. These prices are not good. They're going to have to pay better than that. All right, we got one coming in. Let me see. How do you think I'm going to drive to this person? 16.3 miles to drop them off 3.9 miles. I mean, I would if you pay like $35 for that. Me too, Matthew. I'm praying for you too. Inshallah, you find the truth. Inshallah. None of us deserve salvation. Well, speak for yourself. You okay, bro, to be in America? I'm okay, bro. Sure. Oh, we're picking up Moses. MashaAllah, it's a beautiful name. It says we're picking up Moses. Musa. Interesting. Yeah, he didn't say he was the only way. He said he was the way. For who? For the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He didn't say that. Yes, he did, because in the other verse, he said he came for those people. I've only come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not for the Gentiles. So when he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he's talking about those people that he came for. No one. No, but he said no one. No one from the people that he came to. Right? That's like that's like the president making a general statement. The president of a country. Right? If a president makes a general statement and they go, I am the president of this nation, right? No one gets to do murder. No one, or they say no one gets forgiven from committing murder except through me, except if he forgives them, if he pardons them. He's not talking about the entire world because he's the president of that nation. Well, what does that have to do with Jesus? That Jesus said he came for the lost, only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not for the Gentile. He didn't make the claim, I have come for the whole world, and no one gets to the Father except through me. Isn't that what he said? He didn't come for the Goyen. Jesus came to save us. Oh, here we go. You see, this is being in denial. I can quote them Jesus all day, and they'll still be in denial. I can just repeat the words that Jesus said. They don't care. I've said this before. They don't care what Jesus says. They do not care. They want him to be God. That's it. Even if the evidence points to the complete opposite of that, they don't care. Why? Because they were taught that, and their family believes that, and they go to church, and they have nice donuts on Sundays. I know they do because they used to go to church. They have nice warm donuts from Dunkin' Donuts, right? And so it's I don't know, bro. To be honest, partially I think it's people being lazy. I think that plays a factor in it too. What do you mean lazy? I mean lazy because in order for you to give up something that was false and shed that like a lizard shedding skin, or like a snake shedding skin, in order to leave all that behind and start a new path on the truth, it requires effort. It requires a lot of the times taking backlash from your family. So it requires a person to be brave. It requires bravery to say, you guys are on the wrong path. This is the right path, and this is what I'm following. A lot of people can't handle the backlash, right? But what are my parents going to say? But what about my friends, my community, my friends that I'm not going to be going to the club with them on Sundays anymore, my friends. And they're going to leave once they find out that I no longer partake in the same activities. What are they going to think, right? How am I going to buy a house? How am I going to buy a car? Because I need to finance. And the true path is telling me stay away from interest. I mean, what about the bacon? I've been eating bacon all my life since I was a little kid. Am I supposed to give that up? I like drinking a beer every now and then on a Sunday. What am I going to do? So it takes bravery, courage, and effort to leave the wrong path, because guess what? The wrong path is very easy. Very easy to follow. This is why it's misguidance. Misguidance is very easy to follow. It's easy to go to the club. It's easy to turn on the radio and listen to music. It's easy to eat the bacon. It's easy to drink the beer. This is all easy, right? Is it easier to buy a car without interest or with interest? It's easier with interest because you don't have to pay the whole thing up front. How about a house? The same thing. So it's easy. The wrong path, it's easy. It's not complicated. Shaitan has made the wrong path easy for you to indulge in it. Because human beings want comfort. Your brain wants comfort. Your brain wants things that are easy. If your brain could keep you in bed all day long, if somebody was feeding you and your brain could keep you in bed all day long, it would. I was watching a show called My 600 Pound Life. Who's seen that show? People that are 600-700 pounds. What do? They stay in bed all day eating. By the way, all these people have husbands and wives. If you watch this show, you have 500, 600, 700 pound people with husbands and wives. What? And they feed them whatever what do you want, honey? 4 pancakes for breakfast and 7 sausages and a pound of hash browns and blah 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 blah. It's easy to do that. But the consequences are what? You end up being 500, 600, 700 pounds. The consequences of the people that are following the wrong path, they might not see the consequences in this life, right? The path might be made easy for them as they're doing all the haram, all the stuff that is prohibited by God, right? But the consequences are in the hereafter. Some people experience consequences here. Some people experience consequences. They get what they want here, and they experience consequences in the hereafter. Right? What would be experiencing a consequence here? Give you an example. Let's say you get drunk. You drink a lot. You usually you like alcohol and all this and that, right? God has prohibited alcohol. One day you get behind the wheel of a car, which has happened to thousands of people. They'll get behind the wheel of a car, they have an accident. Boom. It happened to a guy that I was taking yesterday. Actually, it was the day before. I picked him up from court. I said, "Oh, what's going on? How's the court? Is it like busy?" He was at the courthouse. He's like, "Yeah, I was in court for DUI." I said, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "I got into an accident. I had a couple of drinks and then I got into an accident and the whole thing." So some people end up paralyzed, some people end up dead, right? Some people end up without a license. So that's a consequence they have experienced. That doesn't mean they don't also have to face the consequence of the hereafter. They will, because this is something God prohibited. Oh, but I'm not Muslim, bro. It doesn't matter. God doesn't make the rules just for this little group of people here. That's not what He made the rule. Especially when He has sent a messenger in Revelation that is for all of mankind, right? I can't say, bro, I'm not from this city, so the speed sign that says 35 doesn't apply, 45 doesn't apply to me. Why? Because I'm not from this city. It doesn't matter, sir. You're traveling through this road, even if it's Kim Jong-un, the speed sign applies to you in that moment. So the rules still apply to non-Muslims. They don't understand that. They will understand that in the hereafter. If they die upon disbelief, they will understand, oh, you mean to tell me that the rules of the Muslims apply to me too? Yeah, because the revelation is for all of mankind. This is the standard which we're going to be judged by. So it's up to the people to accept or deny. Allah is the only one that guides at the end of the day. You know, and He made it clear there's no compulsion in religion. And why did Allah say there's no compulsion in religion? He's telling us you can't force anybody to believe, right? Which makes total sense because God doesn't need you. It would be a needy God if He's like, force them to convert. I need them to believe. Well, why, right? So He doesn't need you or I. We benefit from this. All right, let's pick up Moses, and I'll be back after this one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't get Moses. There was no Moses. But the lady, the girl was nice. She was a nice lady. The voice did not match the person. I will tell you that. The voice did not match the person. She had like a very how can I explain it? Very sweet and like childlike type of voice. I was not expecting that voice to come from that woman. I have to be honest. But she was nice. We had, she wanted to talk. So, but at least it was pleasant conversation. There was no ghetto-ness involved or anything. It was about it was actually about the economy and food industry and stuff like that. I was like, oh. All right, let's go ahead and well, we're in the hood now. Let me see, because you know you can find a lot of churches in the hood. Let me see. Come on. That's a church. That's probably a church. You know you can find a lot of liquor stores and churches in the hood. What's this? What is that? Is that a church? Come on, Batman ting. You can also find cheap gas in the hood. Nice to have a normal person in your car. Yeah, the girl was actually pretty decent. I mean, she was dressed crazy. I don't know if you guys saw how she was dressed. She was dressed insane. But she came across as a nice, decent person. Well-spoken, not ghetto or nothing. And the topic of conversation she was talking about was, like the economy and stuff and business and the food industry, which is bad, and or food full of chemical and stuff like that. So I can't say she was obnoxious. She wasn't. But she was dressed crazy. I don't know if you guys saw, but she had like some leopard type of clothes, very, very thin, tight, and she's really out of shape. But a nice lady. What's this? Worship Outreach Center. We in the hood, ladies and gentlemen. What's this here? Warrior Here Ministries. Worship Outreach Center. Oh, my bad. Worship Outreach Center. Warrior something ministry. What's this? They got a little park. Oh, this is a nice area though. This is right here next to the water. This is pretty nice. Pretty nice. What is this over here though? I've never been around this area. That's a pretty nice view. Pretty nice view over here, man. Let's take a look. I'm gonna show you. Let me flip it around. I will get out. What? I don't have that much battery in my phone. Let me see. Where's this at? I'll be damned. This is the hood, but it's like I've never seen a hood with a view like this. It's pretty nice. What's that? Pretty nice, I would say, right? Nice little deck over here too. Yeah, but there's this not a deck. It's like a, I don't know what that is. Damn, but there's nowhere to park here. Maybe if I go all the way back. Let me see. I'm gonna go back and see if we can find a spot over there to step out for a few minutes. I've never seen a view like this one in the hood. Oh, we got some mouse in the chat. You know, when the cat's away, the mice comes to play. So I got to do some fumigation in the chat. Fumigate some of these little rats. I like to talk nonsense when I'm not looking. Let's see. No parking. No parking. Why no parking, bro? That sucks. A nice little view. Let me see. There has to be a spot here to park somewhere. Maybe if we go this way, let's come back down the other side. Let's come back down the other side. We're gonna make a U here. We gonna make a U here. Oh, that was all. That's the last thing you said. Bing bong, no parking. Let me see. What does it say? No parking, dusk till dawn. Violators will be towed. Okay, so that doesn't apply to all day long. Okay, so we're gonna find a little spot here. I mean, we can find a little spot here and just park and just sit right. But this is like kind of dirty though. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty. Oh, there you go. You got two bottles of beer there, laying down on the ground. 2 bottles of beer. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Let's park right here, bro. Let's park right here. Why not? There's nobody in this whole. Is that a gator? No, I thought it was the head of a gator for a second. Okay, we got a mouse here. All right, let's go ahead and step out. We got 20% battery. But let's check out the view from the hood. I've never seen a hood with a view like this, bro. Just park here. Damn. What can we see here? I think the water's a little too low. Well, we got a little bird there eating. But the water's a little too low to see any fish here. Let's see, what do we got? It does look nice, doesn't it? And there's like a little deck over there too. There's a little deck over there. Like right over there. Right, where is it? Yeah, right there. We might go there. I thought this was like the head of a gator at first. Look, let me show you. I thought I was like, is that a gator's head? but it looks like it's something that's just floating there. Mr. Danza, you're the dumbass. Don't talk about my prophet here like that. You don't disrespect Jesus in this chat. See, I told you, when I'm not paying attention, you're gonna get some little filthy rats coming in talking nonsense, yeah? Yes, I am in Tampanistan, baby. I never seen a hood like this. What are you guys arguing about? Palmetto Beach? Maybe. I don't know what this is called. Never been around here. But it looks pretty decent. Doesn't look like I can catch no fish here, though. Let's go to that little house over there. I get back in the car. We'll go to that little house over there. See what, hang out for a little bit. Let's do that. There's a gentleman passing by on his bike. It's nice. He has a little box there to put stuff in the back. That's good. From Floridastan. What's the day looking like? Thank you to those of you who have hit the like button. I appreciate it. If you haven't, please do so. And what a stuff for Allah. What is this, bro? Dog. What is this? We're gonna go over there now, but what is this, bro? What is this, bro? What is that? Yo. That's not demonic at all. That's not demonic at all, people. You know, it's just, I'm sure, I'm sure they have that in paradise, those things, Astaghfirullah. Bro. Some people are so lost and misguided. It's insane. Of course it's demonic, bro. Some demonic garbage. All right, let's go. Somebody left a little thing to throw fireworks in the middle of the street. Bunch of little old houses here. Let's go over there. Let's see if there's an entry there so we can park. So I don't want to do like a long walk over there. So if it's too much of a walk, then no. It's a little bit of a walk over there, and there's nowhere. I don't want to do all that walk over there. Not because I don't want to do the walk. I actually do want to do the walk. But the thing is that if I make that walk and walk back, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start smelling like a turkey. You know when you start smelling sweaty? I don't want to smell like that. So, because I gotta work. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be smelled out by it. Interesting little place, nice view, but let's keep going. That church looks super sus. Why do churches in the hood always look like very suspicious? Like they look like they just have this look like I don't want to go in there. Like what goes on in there? We in the hood. All the houses here are super old, run down. Old and run down. Ladies and gentlemen, and those who are not sure, we're live from Floridastan. Why do you call it that? There's always that one snowflake. Why do you call it that? That's how it sounds in my head, by the way, when they say that. Like just like a whiny little thing. Why do you call it that? That's not what it's called. Nerd. All right. What's around here? Let me see. What's this place here? You know what? Let's go back here for a second. We're gonna wait for business here. We're gonna wait for business. We're gonna park here. Hello. What's up? What's the day looking like? Everything Gucci? Let's park right here. Let's see. There we go. We can park here. Don't look for the church, look for the cross. Some of them don't have the cross. Walaikum salam. Yeah, this is the hood. I've never seen the hood with a view like that, but that was pretty interesting to see. That was Skelter Claus. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you doing? What's up, Sierra? Leave America or suffer the consequences. Oh no. What am I going to do now? This keyboard warriors are out of control. They spend all night playing Call of Duty and they think they're a badass. I think I'm pretty recognizable, yeah? What did you say? Yeah? It ain't like I'm concealing being Muslim, yeah? Take Islam out of America. Why? Why? Why are you against people accepting Islam in the United States? Why? Why are you waging war on God like that? You're a byproduct of the mainstream media, sir. What the F is Floridastan? Where are your manners, sir? Do you have no manners? What kind of way of asking a question is that? Floridastan simply means Florida land. Good morning. Have you read John 10:30 today? No, but I read John 17:3. Who's that? Musasik. Musasik says, what is it? There's only one God, who is Jesus Christ. Well, he disagrees with you in the Bible. He says the Father is the only true God. And then he proceeds and says that sent him. I don't know why Christians don't read their Bible. It's mind-blowing. Okay, we should be back. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it, actually. Thank you. Yeah, because my wife had called me. And when I get a call, I mute the live stream. I and the Father are one. Yeah, he also said the disciples are one with him and the Father. So if you use this, you now have 15 gods. Father, that they may be in us, as I am in you, and you are in me, that they may be one with us, so that the world can know you sent me. So, sir, are you ready to accept your 15 gods, 12 disciples, plus the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? You have to accept it now. Otherwise, it's called special pleading, and this is intellectually dishonest. You see? You got to know the Bible, sir. You got to know the Bible. Yeah, they got 15 gods now, Will. He said, I and the Father are one, means he's God, but the disciples are also one with him and the Father. So it's a bundle deal. You have to take the whole package. You see why this doesn't work? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Do you actually know the Bible? Or you just rant because you think you sound intelligent? Do I actually know? Well, I mean, I don't think that word actually was necessary in your statement, sir. I mean, you're talking about intelligence, but do you know the Bible? Question mark would have been sufficient. That would have sufficed. Not sure why you said actually. Yeah, I know the Bible. I have the same Bible I had since I was 17. It's called New Testament. Drink Deeply, it's called. Yeah. Dude has no Islamic knowledge. Pauser. Oh, we got a trigger snowflake here. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Why do you dye your beard? Why not? Where did Jesus say him and the disciples are one? Chapter and verse, please. I got you right now. I'm such a nice guy that I'm going to not just give you the chapter and verse. I'm going to put it up on the screen. The whole thing. We can all read it together. See, I'm a nice guy. Here we go. Let's pull it up. Loading, loading, loading. Here it goes. It's John 17:21. And so let's pull it up here. Hopefully the glare is not interfering. I think we can make it out there. It says, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be one, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. Related verse, the glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I in them, and you in me, that they may become perfectly one. You see? So that can't be a claim of divinity, sir. Because if not, now you got 15 gods. Doesn't work. Where in the book does it say Jesus married a 12-year-old? Well, I don't think it says Jesus married a 12-year-old, but it does say to keep the little virgin girls for yourself. What? No, it doesn't. My Bible will never say that. Yes, it does. Show me. Show me, sir. Show me. Because our Bible will never say that. Okay, then you can go to Numbers 31:17. Now therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known a man by lying with him. But all the young girls who have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. Young girls, huh? You kidding? That's in the Bible? I didn't know that. No, sir. But surely it's probably talking about to raise them like their daughters. It's talking about raising them like their daughters. It's not for monkey business. Come on now. No. If you proceed reading, it's going to say to give them a month of mourning for the family, their families they just slaughtered, shave their heads, and marry them. So it is for monkey business. Somebody said, no. They're in denial. You want to read the verse again? They're in denial right now. No. That's not what it's for. Well, it says it right there in your book. I don't know. If you want to keep on being in denial, that's fine, but it says it right there. It says it right there. I mean, what you want me to do? I didn't make it up. That's what it says. How about the treatment of women? How about the treatment of women? Now they get triggered now. Watch. They get triggered. Do they treat women nicely in Christianity? I don't know why these Christians come and start stuff with me here, man. Not all the Christians, of course. So some of these Christians, or so-called Christians in quotations. How about the treatment of women? Are they nice to the women in Christianity? I'm reporting to you. Oh, no, please don't do that. What am I going to do now? I got to go hide under my blanket in my bed. Nerd. So let's check the treatment of women. In Corinthians, it says, women should remain silent, quiet, in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission as the law says. What kind of law? Is it Sharia law or what? What's going on here? I thought the Sharia law was the bad law. As the law says. Well, so much for women's rights. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their own husbands at home, for it is disgraceful for a woman to speak in church. I got a question. What if they don't have a husband at home? I guess they're out of luck. I guess they just got to swallow the question, right? I guess women's rights are separate from church. Not according to this verse. It says, as the law says. So, you want to see it? You want to read it again? I know you might have a problem counting. 1 + 1 + 1 equals +1 equals 1, but you got a problem reading too? Because it says, as the law says. What is the punishment for, we're going to use a G here. We're not going to use an R. We're going to use a G. What is the punishment for grape in Islam? It's capital punishment, right? person gets put to death. Thank you very much for the super chat. You cite Old Testament. Jesus created a new covenant. Also, doesn't the Quran say the Bible is the word of God? No. No. The Quran doesn't say the Bible is the word of God. I don't know where you got that from. But thank you for the super chat. Here we go. So in Islam, it's capital punishment. By the way, you're saying it's the Old Testament. Oh, so what? You don't believe in the Old Testament? You're a Christian. You don't believe in the Old Testament? Are you throwing the Old Testament under the bus, sir? Don't get excommunicated from your church now. Here we go. If a man find damsel that a virgin which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the men that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Damn. You telling me that if a dude can get a woman, all he got to do is grape her and pay 50 shekels and he got a wife forever? Can she divorce him? She's stuck. She is stuck like a piece of gum under the desk. Remember back in school, we used to put the gum on the desk? I never did. That was pretty nasty, but some kids used to do that. That seems pretty unfair to me, that the victim now has to be married to her rapist, and she doesn't even have the option to divorce. That's pretty savage, bro. You know what I mean? It's pretty bad. How old was Aisha when he married her? Older than what the Old Testament allows. Little girls sounds like prepubescent to me. This sounds like pre-puberty. Do you practice this? Are you okay with this? What is it? Are you okay with this? Prince of morality? You okay with this? Remember, this came before the Quran, 600 years before. This sounds pretty prepubescent to me. Sounds like there's no rules. There's no rules here. Can she be two? It doesn't say that she can't. It says all the young girls. You know what I'm saying? Do you practice? You ought to be worried about all those people that come questioning from their moral high ground horse. Their moral morality horse. How old was Aisha? Older than what the Old Testament allows. I can tell you that because there's conditions. She had to have gone through puberty, which this was considered, clearly this was considered normal, because even look back 600 years before, you guys were, there was no rules. It was the Wild Wild West. Did she hit puberty? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't say she have to. 600 years before, it doesn't say she has to hit puberty. It said keep them. You just got to wait a month and marry them and then do whatever you want. Do you practice, sir? This is Jewish. This is part of your Bible, sir. Do you not know how the Bible is compiled? I wouldn't be surprised you don't even know how the Bible is compiled, because a lot of you guys don't even read your Bible. So I wouldn't even be surprised that you don't understand how the Bible came about or how it was put together. No spamming. No spamming, sir. No spamming. That's how they try to get away with it. Well, not get away with it, but around it. Oh, no. This is not, this is like, this is the Torah stuff. This is the Torah. This is Jewish. They try to throw the Jewish under the bus. Yeah, Allah. Ladies and gentlemen, and those who are not sure, you should not throw stones from a glass house. This is not good. Because every now and then, you throw a boomerang and it comes back and it hits you on the bridge of the nose. Yeah. Every now and then, not always, yeah. Don't do it. It's not good. It is not good. The no comment was me, fam. You didn't read that. You don't understand why they kept. Girls to play. Oh yeah. Yeah. Turn to Jesus and repent. I have Jesus. That's why I'm Muslim. I have all the prophets. Peace and blessings be upon them all. There's no salvation in Islam. What do we do? What can we do? Can't wait till karma finds you. Who's that? Who's karma? We do not have the same God. Oh, so you acknowledge there's more than one God? You sound like you're admitting that you believe there's more than one God. You just said we don't have the same God. He said yes. Oh, stuff for Allah. So there's several gods now. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, at least you admit you're pagan. There's no beating around the bush with you, 3 in 1, but it's still one God. You admit there's more than one. Open paganism. Hey, I guess own it, right? What kind of facial moisturizer do you use? Nothing really, just water. I mean, there's one I use, but I don't remember the name because I barely use it. So it's like a little white container. I barely use it. I haven't used it in a while. I don't even know. I don't remember what it's called. But for the beard, I use $1.25 oil. Woman's $1.25 oil. Look, this is what I use for the beard, and it makes it shiny too. You can find this at Dollar Tree. You don't need to buy no $30, $40 bottle of oil. $1.25 at the Dollar Tree makes it shine. You see? Let me put this here for a second. I'll put a little oil on it right now. It makes that thing shine. Woo. And it does keep it smooth, actually. Get out of here. What are you doing here, little bug? Get out of my car. Anyway. Do you condemn Islamic terrorism? I condemn all kind of terrorism. I condemn Islamic terrorism. I condemn IDF terrorism, which is biggest terrorism in the world, is what the IDF have done. I condemn Christian terrorism. I condemn Buddhist terrorism. I condemn Hindu terrorism. I condemn all kind of terrorism. No terrorism is good. Any extremist actions I condemn, of course. As a matter of fact, it says in the Quran, God says in the Quran, do not go to extremes, for Allah does not like the extremists. Do you condemn jihad? Well, your question lets me know that you don't understand what jihad means. You're basically asking me if I condemn defending myself. What? One, that part of jihad. Jihad has different aspects of jihad. Jihad doesn't just mean war. But jihad in the context of war, you're asking me if I condemn defending myself. This is what you're asking. So, no, I don't condemn defending myself. Do you? Do you condemn defending yourself, sir? I don't think anybody in their right mind will say, yeah, I condemn defending myself. Well, no, I'm talking about jihad, like attacking people. This is not allowed in Islam. This is not jihad. Jihad doesn't mean to attack anybody or start a war. Jihad, when it comes to the context of war, is defending yourself. This is why when jihad was done, right, was because the tribe broke a peace treaty. They broke a peace treaty with the Muslims. That's where slay the disbelievers, wherever you find them, comes from. It was talking about the group that broke the peace treaty with the Muslims. So if somebody breaks a peace treaty with you, you're allowed to defend yourself. So here's what Islam says. Islam says, if you, let's say somebody wrongs you, right? Let's say somebody wrongs you. Islam says two things. One, if you have to retaliate, don't do it to a higher, don't use excessive force. Don't do it to a higher degree. Retaliate in the same way that you were wronged. But it's best, if you can, to just leave it alone. So it actually encourages you. Thank you for the super chat. You think Somalians make Muslims look bad scamming? No, because Islam doesn't tell them to. This is prohibited in Islam. So no, it doesn't make Muslims. It doesn't make Islam look bad. The actions of individuals have nothing to do with Islam. Right? Show me a hadith or in my Quran where it says the scamming is allowed or stealing is allowed. Show me. If you can show me that, then we can talk. But if you can't show me that, don't attribute this to Islam, because it has nothing to do with Islam. This is prohibited in Islam. So whoever is doing any type of scam, which, by the way, there's a kid in I don't know what you're saying, sir. I didn't even read the paragraph you wrote, but don't spam, because I'm just gonna block you. There was a kid that has a YouTube video, white American kid. He was showing people how to do credit card fraud. Literally. He was doing it on live stream first, then he started posting videos about it. How to go into a store, buy things with a fake credit card. And he had a computer and everything in his like a laptop in his car. And he was teaching people how to do this. Right? And he went in there and bought TVs and bought a whole bunch of stuff, and then he like gave it away. Yeah. To pretend like there's it's only the Somalis that are scamming in the United States, it is beyond absurd. It is ridiculous. That's just a new thing. Yeah? It fits the propaganda of the Muslims, right? Making the Muslims look bad. So let's push this thing. Let's push this thing out. But the problem is that Islam doesn't allow this. So there you go. You have an issue now. Islam does not allow this. This is prohibited. Don't talk about dog logic in my channel. Dog logic, Sam and his dog Logic, they ran from the debate from Uthman 2 nights ago, and the Orthodox Muslim. They ran like little girls, right? Don't talk to me about these people. These filthy rats that have offended the Prophet of Allah over and over again. And they do it anyway. Right, so let's hold the people that committed the crime accountable. They ran for their lives. You know it. They were there for over 2 hours waiting for these people, and they had previously contacted them. They notified them in advance, the whole thing. They pinned the link to the chat. They never showed up. And they were on live stream on another live stream, reading super chats. So it wasn't like they didn't know, they knew 100%. Of course, Islam doesn't allow any of that nonsense. Scamming or any type of evil acts. You don't belong here. Oh, yes, I do. And there's nothing you can do about it but cry and complain. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Multiple wives is against the law. Yeah, it's against man-made law in some countries. But remember, every couple hundred years, the law of the land changes too, right? Remember when it was the law that women couldn't vote? That changed after a while, right? So the law of the land changes every couple hundred years. Remember when it was illegal to drink alcohol? They need to bring that back. And then they started doing the underground operations. So is marrying kids. Oh, you must have arrived here late. You must have arrived here late. You missed the book of Numbers verse. It's like the person that arrives to the party late and all the cake and the drinks are gone. And they're like, what kind of party is this? There's no cake here. Karen, you arrived here late. Cake is gone. We've already gone over this. Yeah. The drinks are gone. All the goodies are gone. Just because you arrived here late and don't see any cake and goodies doesn't mean we didn't go over this already. You know what I'm saying? What can we expect from the people that believe their God died? I mean, that's crazy, bro. God died. Can you believe that? Then they try to clean it up by saying, no, but he resurrected. Who resurrected him? God. I'm sorry? God resurrected him. But I thought he was God. No, he's the son. But isn't he God too? Yeah? So God died. No. God the Father resurrected him. But he's God also, according to your belief, at all times. Yeah? Okay, so God died. No, just in human form. Okay, so was he God in human form when he died? Yeah? So God died. No. Also, God apparently needs rest. He needs a break after 3 days. He rested. Rested? Why would God need rest? The creator of the heavens and the earth, the sustainer, needs rest? Wasn't Muhammad tortured by an angel? No, show me. Show me where Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was tortured by an angel. Show me, sir. You can't, they're so desperate they don't know what to make up anymore. They don't know what to make up anymore. Ya Allah. Jesus' flesh did not die. It is the door into heaven. You were asking a question. Let me see, because that looked like a statement. Let me see. Does it have a question mark? Okay. Yeah, that's an undercover question / statement. You throw the question mark, right, behind it, but you started the question with, didn't this happen? So it's an affirmation with a question. No, sir, it did not happen. So that's why I asked you, show me where. I can make an affirmation and throw a question mark at the end. That doesn't make it a question. It's like if I say, aren't you gay? Sounds like a question, but I'm calling you gay. Just as an example, I'm not calling you gay. I'm just saying. I could have sworn you were gay, right? Question. Sounds like a question, but I'm making a statement. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and those who are not sure, this is the end of the live stream. I'll be back. I'll do another live stream later on, inshallah. If it's your first time here, please subscribe, and we'll be back later, inshallah. Good day, everybody. Thank God. Yeah, and thank God you ain't coming back because you blocked. Bye.